Hey, what it do, what the business is?
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV show. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown, if you're looking for me on social media.
Absolutely, man. And I am Spike Lou on them same social sites. Holla at your boy AB. It's so quiet in these music streets.
It is.
First of all, how you doing, brother?
I can't complain, man. How about yourself?
I can't complain at all, man. Making it out here.
For sure.
It's so quiet in the music game, man. We don't really have a topic for y'all this week. We're going to do it how we do it on deck TV style and hit you with all quick hits. You know how we do it. We're going to talk about Gunna leaving YSL. Wayne dropped a new single. Pharrell being named head of something at Louis Vuitton. Yeah. And also Nas One Night Only King Disease show. We're going to talk about that and what album you like to see. But like we said, man, it's really slow out here in these music streets. We ain't have an album to review, man. It's the dead period for hip hop, right?
For sure.
Like,
it's
have
quiet.
you heard, other than that Don Toliver, like, I ain't heard shit.
Nah, it's quiet right now. Like, everybody's sitting out this little, it's the quiet before the storm, I guess. It's summertime. It's starting to warm up a little bit. Well, at least down south, it's a little warm. I don't know about motherfuckers in Minnesota, but springtime, it should start to heat up. But it's plenty to talk about, though. It ain't nothing major, but it's some meat on this bone, pause, that we can talk about for sure.
Definitely some meat on the bone, man, but no reviews, no music. So as we do, we're going to get you through like we do on the On Deck TV podcast. Well, we starting out, AB, man, the scuttlebutt around town. My guys are beefing, man. It's hurt me. It's hurt me. If you listen to the show a lot, you know, big TI fan, big Boosie fan. And they apparently had a dual CD that no one asked for. Yeah. It was coming out and they were pumping it slightly until T.I. came out and said he snitched on his dead cousin. And we know Lil Boosie ain't having no snitching. He came out, denounced T.I., put a halt on the project. My question to you, AB, is this much to do about nothing, or this is a big deal for Boosie and T.I.?
Yo, I'm going to tell you, I'll say this. I don't know if it's a big deal or much to do, but it is entertaining. Boosie's response was entertaining and true to form. He kept that same energy. He didn't shoot him really no bail or nothing. Like, I kind of respected Boosie's response as it relates to that. I still think it's kind of ridiculous to be worth that much money talking about shit like this, but that's enough. I've already went on that rant before. But I will say I thought T.I.'s response was interesting, because he tries to come out and say, I got the paperwork with me. He making public appearances with the paperwork going on tour, apparently. And he's calling Boosie to come and pull up and see the paperwork and see that he was just exaggerating, or he kind of was joking when he made those statements. I'm thinking I'm more tripping off T.I. backpedaling than I am Boosie's response of like, oh, I can't do no music with him now. I respected Boosie's response for it being him staying on brand. But T.I. looks a little interesting in the light because of how he's backpedaling.
You know who I'm mad at? I can find a way to avoid any angst towards my favorite two guys, T.I. and Boosie, in this. I'm going straight at your mans, and you know it.
Who that?
DJ Vlad, bitch-ass nigga, asking all these enticing-ass questions, framing it all crazy, acting like he was so surprised. Like, it was just a whole lot of sauce added on there. So I feel like he was kind of baiting Boosie. I do blame Boosie for taking the bait, though. Like, I do blame him for getting up there, going on that rant. And then I also blame, like you said, T.I. for taking the bait.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I'm not pulling my paperwork out for, like, I don't give a fuck about this album. It was probably a favor to you. Fuck this and you. If I was T.I., is what I would have said to Lil Boosie. We're not doing paperwork parties or nothing. Like, I'm going to keep doing my comedy and we're going to scratch that mid-ass album that you really needed. And I don't, because I got the King 10th album coming whenever it's supposed to come out. Yeah. But for Lil Boosie, I think he's come to realize the money part of the theatrics that he does now. Yeah, as we were getting ready for this show, we're trying to find stuff. All I kept seeing, Lil Boosie responds to his gay daughter, Lil Boosie and T.I., Lil Boosie and Birdman brother. Like, it's all like, he understands now that it's not music. These movies ain't gonna work. All I gotta do is keep commenting on everything going on. I'm gonna make it as ignorant as possible, and people are gonna eat that shit up. Unfortunately, that's where we are today, and I hate it, especially since T.I. played into it, man. I do also think, AB, that there may have been a little. I feel like this is a little from when T.I. was hot, and Boosie was trying to come up. I still think that Boosie has a grudge against the majority of the rap game for them not showing him love when he was popping before he went to jail, including T.I. So I think I think he was waiting on the moment for this to happen as well, regardless of the album or whatnot.
Yeah, the way T.I. was speaking was like, bro, you kind of talking like you've been sitting on this for a little minute. Like it's a little deeper than what this little convo talking about, because you could easily hit my line. You could have been hit my line.
Damn near best friends, I thought. I thought them niggas was in a rap group together or something.
That's what I'm saying. So like I understand T.I.'s perspective on that. And maybe Boosie feels some type of way that nobody showed up to his movie premiere and everybody was at the BMF shit.
He's still mad at that.
He still might be tight about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, maybe so. But I will say, I'm not going to, Vlad asking the questions, he know what this going to be. Boosie know what it's going to be when he pull up. Boosie has accepted this. Like you said, he's a personality now, bro. Respectively, nobody's checking for his music like that anymore. Even though he had a solid Takeoff record, I will say that song was pretty dope. And he got another one about black women being beautiful. That's kind of moving across online or whatnot. Cool. That song sounds cool too, actually. But whole projects, nobody cares. Collab projects, nobody cares. Vlad interviews, people care. Like it just they want to know what he has to say. Honestly, it really doesn't matter if it was Vlad or any other outlet. It's just that Vlad got to him first and he cuts the check. So they've got a business agreement. So I mean,
it's just the sauce that Vlad put on there though. Like when he reading the questions, maybe it's me. Maybe I just don't like Vlad, but even when he reading the questions, it just screams like, yeah, nigga, act a fool, nigga. That's what you do, nigga. Act a fool up here on my platform. I hate it.
He doesn't have to. What's so crazy is he doesn't even have to. Bro, it's that's where the people draw the line on Boosie. Some people like that. Some people don't. They think he looks. They think he looks buffoonish, bro. Like they're not into it. Some people get it. Some people don't. Like it just is what it is. I'm gonna tell you the funniest shit though. Did you see the song that he got about the black women beautiful, all that type stuff? I don't know if you heard that. It's kind of him harmonizing or whatever. It actually sounds pretty good. Somebody said that he dedicated that to Dwayne Wade's son. Man, somebody made a video of the song, but they were chopping up clips of Dwayne Wade's son, and so it made it seem.
I know he hated that. Oh boy, I know. So funny, I know he was so mad about that.
Hey, that shit was funny as hell though. But if you and then plus if you put yourself out there, because now people looking at him because his whole daughter and all this situation, like you open the door for a lot of shit, man. Like you got to open the door for the scrutiny, for the praise, for the whatever. When you put yourself out there, like, hey, just come with it.
And I think the trap to this is, and the short-sightedness of what Lil Boosie does is, he's been going in the movies hard.
Yeah.
Pause. If you want people to pay attention to those things, you have to make that stuff better versus just trying to get people's eyes. Like this marketing, this ain't free marketing, because now people are just looking at you as some character.
Yeah.
So when I got serious shit that I want to offer you, like a movie that may be good, my book that may be all right, now nobody don't want to hear none of the good shit, none of the serious shit. They only want to see you tap dancing and acting like a buffoon.
Yeah.
So that's the gift and the curse of it. Yeah, it's going to get you them impressions that you're looking for. It might get you some small deals with some small social media brands. But if you want people to come to your movie premiere, bro, you got to cut this shit out.
Yeah, you got to take it more serious. Man, moving on, man. Quavo, 1/3 of the group formerly known as the Migos, apparently. He dropped a new song called Greatness. A lot of bars dedicated to the late Takeoff on there. He kind of put the rumors to the Migos group still being a thing to bed. Said that the Migos were done. Do you believe this? Did this put the nail in the coffin for real? And if so, where would you rank the Migos run as it relates to groups?
Man, I do believe this. I think it was sincere. I think doubling down on this even after Takeoff death says a lot to how severed the relationship was between them two, because that tragic event happening didn't bring them any closer
Him
together.
and Offset.
From what we've seen, they've been actually pushed further apart. If you look at the Grammy stuff behind the scenes and even this song. So unfortunately, I do think that that's over. That's something that we'll never see again. There was an era that was dope. It was hot. I don't know how I feel about it though, as far as wanting to see something stick from end to end in hip hop, just a group, somebody that made it all the way through.
Yeah.
I would like to see them two do music. I think they complement each other well, but of course they don't need each other to be successful. I would have liked to see it work. Put the nail in the coffin for the Migos. I've been seeing a lot of GOAT talk as far as group. We talking new generation. I'll allow that. I'll allow that as long as they're not included with the 8-ball MJGs and the UGKs and the Wu-Tangs, Outkast. There we go. More of our good groups, NWAs like that. But as long as the new generation, I think that they did tear the walls down for that. It was one of your favorite groups. What say you, AB?
Yeah, I was a big Migos fan. 2013, it was 10 years ago when they kicked the door down with the Versace. But I've been a big fan, man. The whole rap game took their cadence. I mean, you know what I mean? They didn't invent it, but we know it's the Migos flow. For the new generation, it's called the Migos flow. A lot of people ran with it. You could argue that Takeoff was the one who kind of made it popular out of them, man. But here's the thing, though. I'm not looking into deep of the comment of him saying Migos are done, because if we being 100, one of them is no longer here. So the Migos, as we know it, as a trio, is obviously done for a very real reason. So I don't look too deep into it. Like him and Offset will never do anything, but you have to face the reality that the three of them together as what we know it will never happen again. So that's how I looked at that bar. I hate that they're beefing, or air quote, they're at odds, but that's family shit. That happens. It's unfortunate. It's still fresh. You know what I mean? Like, bro, that stuff happened in November? Man, like if you're Quavo, you can see the bags under his eyes is still fresh. So listen to the music he's made. He's dropped 2 songs. He sounds like he's finna cry in both of them, honestly. So it's still fresh. Those wounds, time heals all wounds, I believe. And I think him and Offset will eventually be cordial. And it's going to be a monumental day on Twitter, on Instagram, when that picture pops up of them together somewhere. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, they're just gonna go solo, man, and do their things. Offset had his album, was supposed to drop in November. Then this happened, so he obviously put it on pause. Quavo was already working on his solo, following up on his solo joint. We know how talented he is. We already knew he could do that. So they'll have solo careers respectfully, but it will never be the same, though. And like you said, I respect the GOAT talk for the new generation. Because we talking about them, Ray Shrimmer, ASAP. I mean, what else? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool, but
they heads and shoulders above anybody in this new generation. Yeah,
facts. I got 2 of their mixtapes as classics, bro. Like, I think they have 2 classic mixtapes. Not to mention what they did with the Culture series. So you hate to see it, but yeah, as we know it, it's a wrap.
Era is over, man.
I did like the song though.
I will say the song was banging. I like it. He was ripping it. Yeah, I like that. So shout out to the Migos, man. All right, moving on to our quick hits episode. Your man, Nas, recently came out, said no rappers his age inspire him, AB.
Yeah.
Slick little shot to Jay-Z there. And also, what Nas is doing, he's holding a one-night only King's Disease show. What album series would you like to see in person?
First of all, shout out to the King's Disease show. Anybody that went, it was in Madison Square Garden. You got to do it at MSG if you Nas.
Yeah, facts.
It only makes sense. That's a super dope concept. A series, I thought 2 immediately. Number 1, the Carter series, obviously. I think that'll be a super dope show if Wayne did that. And then the Sleeper series, and this can be more of an intimate setting. We're not going to MSG this right here. But the Soul Tape series, and like a
Soul
Fox
Tape series at the Apollo.
Oh,
at the Apollo, come on, bro.
That'll be that was my two. I like the Carter series if we're gonna do some arena shit. And then if we doing the Apollo small mid-size joint, we got to go Soul Tape series. Fire, nigga, gas up the jet. I'm headed to New York. I'm in there.
I'm in there like swimwear in that goddamn Fab Soul Tape. And I ain't even the biggest Fab album fan, but those 3 Soul Tapes,
crack.
I'm in there like swimwear.
He could just be on stage with the stool and the mic stand.
Bruh, let the mic drop down. Just bless it. Just bless the block at night, nigga. I would be in there for that. Yeah. For me, we had the same artist, just a different series. And I took it all the way back, kind of reminiscent of that Jeezy doing it in the club. But I would love to, if Wayne could remember, the Squad series.
Oh, man.
All the Jack beats, young, rejuvenated Wayne just in there murdering nigga shit like he was for those 4 or 5 years. Squad 1, 2, 3, and especially 4.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't even need 5 or 6 if there were such a thing. But if you could do the Squad 1 through 4 series, nice size club. You know what I'm saying? Like a big club though. Like not no like some shit like what's that shit that was a Compound.
Fact,
something like that. Oh my God, bro. That would be a night. I would love that shit. So the Carters, that's SQ 1 through 4 series for me, 100%.
Hey, that made me think. Speaking of Wayne, Wayne could do a mixtape Wayne night only. Like the same way Jay did the B-side shit. He do like a mixtape Wayne.
Straight mixtape shit.
Hey.
In there like swimwear. He ought to be touring on that right now. Like I wonder what's up with the legacy tours. Cause I think that's gonna be the thing now. Like
it's already the thing.
Yeah. I ain't seen no like one that I would like. I know the Bad Boys and those
Rough Riders.
But I'm talking about like what we always say here: T.I. doing a trap music anniversary or Jeezy doing a Trap or Die. I would like to see those tours, like going around doing those. I guess it's old people want to see it. I guess.
You know who just did one?
Who is it?
On the low. Freeway for his first album. He just did one in Philly, Freeway, and for his celebrating 10 years of Philly. Ain't that's low key fire? I mean, it's not 10 years. I think it's 15 or whatever. But he did one to commemorate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Nigga.
That's on the low. That's kind of fire.
A personal sleeper one for me would be like 8 Ball and MJG. If they did like that Space Age Pimpin' album, that On Top of the World album, or either that the other Lifetime. Oh my God. That would be a personal favorite one for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see what people will say. Well, let us know what series. If an artist could do a one night only of a series, what would you want to see? That's fire. I don't know why people don't do it. Like, I understand. Like, I listened to I saw 50. 50 did his Get Rich or Die Trying 10 year or 15, whatever. He did it overseas though. And I was like, damn, why he do it overseas? And then I found out how much he get a show overseas. And I was like, oh, that's why he did it overseas. Okay, never mind. Your money go farther over there, bro.
And I'm thinking, is a label, even though 50 ain't hot, he's still associated with a label, I would assume, right? So wouldn't they get some of that tour money at this point?
That's a good question.
He ain't making no money off music. And if they still contractually, and he going to do those old songs, I figure like, the reason I'm going over there maybe is a stipulation where I ain't got to pay. Well, I get, like you said, I get more money, so I ain't got to, it don't hurt as much as I got to break them off.
True. Like, I literally think he was getting a meal, bro. I think he was talking like a meal.
That's crazy. That's crazy. 50 Cent getting $1 million anything. Other than their TV show. That's crazy. Man,
so that's nuts.
On the low, did you know Freeway had 2 kids that died?
No.
I saw that like as we was reading.
I knew one.
He had 2 kids that died. That's crazy.
Damn. How? Do you know?
I don't know how the second one died. I didn't click on the headline. They were just talking about how he dealt with the passing of 2 of his children.
Damn.
Man, I know that's whew.
Yeah, that's deep.
You wonder where a nigga been at and why he ain't rapping, boy. Jeez, that's it.
Yeah. That'll do it. Man, moving on. We're taking it to the Breakfast Club, man. Your man's Master P made an impromptu Breakfast Club appearance to clear up some rumors or some allegations made about him through Fat Trail and the comedian Just Hilarious made on Breakfast Club about not paying for her appearance on I Got the Hookup 2. Fat Trail, who we thought was signed to P in the early 2010s, revealed that he actually was not. and that P used him for the appearances on the records and never paid them, et cetera, et cetera. He actually told him that he was there to film a movie. They didn't never talk about the movie. He only got him in the studio and made songs with him and Alley Boy. It was a dark time for No Limit fans. If you're a fan of P, the Louis V mob, it's a time we like to forget existed. But P went to Breakfast Club to address those allegations, and Twitter roasted him for dodging questions, looking funny in the light. My question, this is like strike 6 in the last 2 years with P. Is his legacy officially done?
Yeah, that's it, man. It was done for me with the TSU stuff and that whole thing. But it just
That's
he
cap.
just keeps.
I don't believe that's cap. I don't believe that.
I still fuck with him as like a fan from back in the day, but from that time the TSU shit happened, it was over for me. Just because he looks so funny in the light, and it keeps happening, and it keeps happening, and it keeps happening, and there's never a reasonable explanation. Like, I never hear him reasonably get on there and be like, nah, this is what it is. Like, even in his rebuttals, it still sounds like he's trying to sell me something else. Like, nah, this ain't what's going on with me and Romeo, but buy this rice over here, and y'all gonna be right. Like, bro, shut up, man. Nah, this ain't what happened with me and Silk, but I got these dope ass Miatis. Like, stop it, dude. In that same interaction with Jess Hilarious talking about the Master P stuff, I believe that DJ Envy brought up that Irv Gotti owed him $10,000 too.
From back in the day.
Back in the day, just like with Jess Hilarious, because this was from I Got Up to Hook Up Too that she was talking about.
Yeah.
Irv Gotti didn't call the Breakfast Club talking about them 10 racks. He didn't go make an IG debut. Like, the last thing y'all heard from me is I got 300 million for my TV show. I don't have to respond to none of this bullshit. No. P got to swing up by the Breakfast Club, avoid questions. I just had beef with my son. Like, it's nasty. No. It's super nasty. It looks disgusting, especially with someone that we used to hold, me especially, in such high regard because of his business acumen, because of what he did for the South. It's just, it seems like with C Murder, it seems like C Murder was right. When C Murder was like, he ain't looking out for nobody but himself. Because in any of these scenarios, when we talking about Kodak Black, Fat Trail, anybody who we spoke, anybody, they said that he out for P and he owned some bullshit. And at some point, we just got to believe it.
As not only the CEO, but a member of the No Limit fan club, he is killing me right now, the way he moving. First of all, I think I watched 7 minutes of the Breakfast Club interview, and 7 seconds into it, I couldn't take him seriously because of the veneers, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? That's first and foremost. The veneers look nuts. First off, I could not take my eyes off the nigga veneers. What the fuck? I couldn't take him seriously. So off wham, I'm looking at you crazy. Secondly, he said a lot, but he didn't say anything, bro. And listen,
nothing. Nigga babble.
I need people to understand this, dude. If you're new to the show, like if you just found us 3 or 4 weeks ago, I am the biggest No Limit fan walking the earth. Like, P could literally do no wrong for the last 30 years. So for me to sit
No Limit CD, everyone.
Listen, he got hundreds of thousands of dollars from me off of the fucking CDs, dude. I am the biggest P apologist on earth. If I am saying this, dude, like, I'm the last one he got left, dude. He looks stupid funny. It's making us look at Romeo differently. It's making us look at Kodak Black. Like, Kodak Black might have been on to something. He was just the wrong messenger at the time.
Yeah, he just didn't know how to articulate what was going on.
He didn't know how to articulate it. He was still relatively new. We looking like, man, look at this nigga. We were still on P. I'm gonna tell you, now you go back and look at. Well, don't literally go back and look, but remember how he was on the Chronicles when he talked about Mac getting locked up. He didn't really say
I told him not to be down there. You shouldn't have done this. Same thing he did to C Murder though.
He's doing that now with Jess Hilarious and with Fat Trail. He's deflecting and making it seem like he in the right or he's being victimized. And I hate that role that he's taking. It's killing me, and he doesn't have to do that.
You know what it is when it comes out? We study business a lot. Both of you and I like some of the business people out there. And this is a saying that you can live by in business. Master P thinks he's the smartest person in the room.
Yep.
Always.
Yep.
And you're never going to continuously be successful if you're surrounded by people that you think you're smarter than every fucking body.
Yep.
Like it gotta be somebody in there. There have to be people in there that you can bounce ideas off them. You have to be able, as a business leader, to say, hey, well, you know what? You're right, I'm wrong here. And what comes off, a lot of it, now that you mentioned the Chronicles, a lot of it is I'm Master P, I say so, and I'm right. And I did this before, and I made money doing this, so you ought to listen to me, Fat Trill, Kodak Black, just hilarious. Like, nah, fuck you, bro. You trying to shuck me. And when niggas was bucking and being like, you trying to shuck me, it's like, nah, I ain't fucking with you. Like, nah, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah.
Like, let's get this right. So it's crazy.
It's two things. Number one, I want to say, because I watched the Fat Trail clip, he was on Cosmic Kev. I forgot what he was on, Bootleg Kev. And I watched that clip, and Fat Trail was not on there. He wasn't on there rah-rah, hating. It wasn't fuck P. He wasn't loud. He was super. I was actually tripping off how well he articulated himself. I've never listened to Fat Trail talk. I only know the music, and it's straight street gutter shit. So when he was on there, I was actually impressed at how he was able to communicate what happened at his time with No Limit. And I thought he did it very respectfully. So when P goes on social media and go, man, it need to be a statute of limitations for when people can talk about other people. Like, no, bro, like you can't say because it's older than 7 years and you robbed a nigga since it's older than 7 years, we can't talk about it.
Yeah, this ain't the credit. This ain't your credit score, nigga.
Yeah, this is like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Like, what did you pay Shorty or didn't you? Like that's the question. Bro, he was dodging the questions like Neo in the Matrix, dude, and it made him look crazy. What did it for me, the TSU shit was mad nuts. But a lot of people don't even really know about like how it really went down. That was nuts. The straw, though, was Romeo. That was the straw. Because Romeo be quiet. He be low. He not no like attention-seeking ass nigga. He's never been that. And he has been right by dude's side, big up in him the entire time. When he was like, yo, you killing me, bro. Like, you killing me. That when he said it, I was like, wait a minute now.
And it's like you said, Romeo wasn't rah-rah when he brought this out. It wasn't like, and now that you think about it, nobody really has been.
That's
other than Pimp C, and he got put in the trunk. Rest in peace. True.
Yeah.
But with that being said, every time, even in the Romeo shit, how P response tells you a lot about what we've been saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's your son, bro. This nigga he ain't just dragging you through the mud for no reason, dude. And your response was like you said, his response was like you said, it's not okay. I'm absolving some responsibility for this. It's the deflection. Yep. Well, I put you in position to do this, and then you should have like, nigga, shut up, bro.
Bro, he look at the opportunity. He put too much into the opportunity piece, bro. If you tell me you're gonna pay me 30,000 and you give me 10, and then 5 years later you be like, yeah, but look at the opportunity I gave you. That's not what we agreed upon, bro.
Right. We talked about these 30 racks you owe me.
I remember, because that's what short. So Just Hilarious was like, yo, I was owed 30 bands, 15 up front, 15 on the back end. I got my up front, I never got the back end. Real quick, I remember Snoop said this about a producer, like a young producer had came up to him and was trying to get some beats to him. And he told him, like, look, nephew, like if your beat's hot, I'll fuck with a couple of them. I'll get on a couple of them and maybe put them on my album, but I'm not going to pay you for them.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, damn, what you mean? He's like, bro, I'm not going to pay you for them. What you do is you take the song that I make and you go back to the hood and tell niggas you doing shit for Snoop Dogg. And you tax them niggas and you get your bread up in the hood like that. And we know people that have done beats for bigger artists, came back to the city and ate off of that. He said, you take the opportunity and you do something with it, but he said it to him up front. He didn't tell the young nigga, I'm going to give you 20 bands, never give him no money, and then be like, but I gave him the opportunity. Why he didn't take that? He didn't do that, which would have been lame, which is what P is doing, which is annoying. So
give me a chance. Give me a chance to tell you that I want the money.
I don't
want the opportunity. Just give me the chance to do that. And if we agree to it, give me my money.
That's it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That's whack. Him and Jay Prince are killing their legacies, dude, by talking too much, bro.
It's true. Especially with what we knew when we grew up. One last thing on this, it's interesting because a release also came out with Silk, and Silk was talking about that Made Men album.
Yeah,
and he was talking about Jay on there.
Yeah,
and Jay feature price at the time was $100,000
for sure.
And he said that him and Jay always had a cordial relationship. He said, and he wanted Jay to get on there. He sent it over to Jay. and Jay did the verse or whatnot, and he was like, well, where you want me to send the bread to?
Yep.
And Jay was like, it's cool. Down the line, I might need you for something.
Yep.
And we'll just leave it at that. It's like you said, as long as you make the expectation clear of what's going on here, then there ain't no problem.
Yep. That's
and
it.
It's ironic that Silk is able to, because he put it very well. He understood what was going on.
Yep.
Had that been P, I feel like it would have played out a different way. And it's just like you said, it hurts their legacy.
P just need to be up front. He not even last thing, because I'm hot about this. Yeah. Did you see what the whole thing about him and putting 50 on his first tour? You know how he always used to say that.
I'm glad you said that. It's that story right there is what makes this even worse, because it's like you're always trying to like get over. Like you always got this little, it makes what Romeo say now apply more. Like you telling me, oh, we're gonna wait on the tour. Like you know damn well what you're doing, and you're taking advantage of me because I'm a newer artist.
Yep.
And that's cool, but don't cut like you manipulating, you getting over on me, but you can tell what he did.
But P always told this story, man. He told it when he was on Rap City. Mm-hmm. He was like, man, I put 50 on his first tour, which he did. He signed, and 50 came out just most recently and kind of gave details. He did sign like a 4 or 5 city tour deal with 50, but before he was 50, they did 2 cities. 50 album comes out, goes crazy. He pauses the tour, lets the album go 5, 6, 7 times platinum, and then starts the tour back up now that 50 is 50. Here's the problem. If P tells that story the way he like, nigga, I seen he was blowing up, so I put the tour on pause. And then if he tells it with those details, the response is going to be a whole lot different than the way he tells it, leaving that out, making it seem like
I made him big. Like, no, bro. I was out here doing work. I got big and you used me.
Making it seem like, nigga, I was doing him a favor. Bro, yes, you did, but you're leaving. What are you leaving out, nigga? Like, if he would have just kept it a stack, nigga, we'd have been tripping off the hustle. He'd be like, shit, that was my hustle. I seen the nigga blowing up. I put that shit on pause, nigga, and came back and made $2 million off merch, nigga, when I had him. Like, if you'd have kept it a stack, niggas would have respected it more.
That's what, now that we rapping it, you're right. It's coming off, all of it comes off as too con manish. It's real Better Call Saulish. Yep. It's real, I mean, well, I didn't say, but however, redefine, like, nigga, you supposed to be a real nigga, bro. You the same nigga like we said to kidnap Master P and put him in the trunk. Yep. So, like, why you got to be so manipulative and shadowy and work in this gray area to be able to be successful? That shit sucks.
He protected his image, bro, like Romeo said.
Sucks, man. All right, man, moving on. Your man's, another sinking ship that you still on. Adidas came out, man. They talked about them severing ties with Kanye West and the backlash or the repercussions from that. They were set to lose, I think, over $1 billion, they said?
Yeah.
So, of course, they came crawling back to Ye, and they come to an agreement. They will be able to release the stock that has already been made. It's in the warehouses that they weren't going to be able to release without Kanye's consent. AB, you right there in Kanye West's ear. He your man. He listening to whatever you say. He just get off the line with Adidas. He turn and look to you. What kind of advice you giving him on the next steps? Should he work with them or not?
Take the deal, bro. They offering 500 M's. If you want to negotiate that to 650, go do that. That's fine. Take the deal, bro. Only reason is you can recoup some of that money back that you lost when you lost the entire deal. You lost 2 B's out of the deal. Mm-hmm. You can get 500, 600, maybe 700 of that back. Yeah. That's an opportunity that you may not have seen coming back around. Now, Kanye did say in one of his many rants that it's going to cost them $1 billion plus to keep me. It's going to cost them $1 billion if they lose me. He said that. He had that part right. That's true. They have unused stock with Yeezy branding on the sole. And are they going to sit here and make all new soles for all of these shoes and burn the one? No, they're not going to do that. Are they just going to sit here and just let them sit and never sell them, nigga, and burn them as hope? No, they're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. So they have to do something to get these sitting shoes out of the warehouse space so they can put other shit right there and make something off of these shoes, which will sell when they get put out. Trust and believe that. But I think he takes if he's asking me, I say take it to recoup some of that money you lost, because then you can take that and then go do what you need to go do with it, because ain't no bank lending you shit right now. Your name too hot. Ain't no other company coming to bail you out with no bread because your name's still too hot. So do it yourself with these 500, 600 M's you about to get. That would be my advice.
That's interesting in the sense of, I mean, they took it from Kanye West, and now they back at him, asking him to like partner back up with him, with the possibility that this could happen again if he goes out there and says something crazy. My point being is, I'm Kanye West, bro. Like, I lost money. Yeah, that was a bad time. However, if I'm Walt Disney, if I'm whoever, Tesla, if I'm these people, if I'm that dude, I'm done with Adidas. We went there, we explored that. I'm on to my next thing. I'm on the funding from somewhere else because I'm that dude. I'm the one. I'm the motherfucker that make the magic happen. Y'all got to figure that shit out. Y'all the ones going to lose y'all jobs because the board mad at y'all and your stock price falling. I ain't got nothing else to do with that. If I was, that would be the advice that I would give him, in the sense of, I don't want the money from you. I want you to set up my like, all I need for the structure to make Yeezy, whether it be you giving me a factory, the worker, whatever it may be from Adidas, but the money really ain't nothing to me, because I shown how it can go up and down, and I'm Kanye West. I can make fucking money. I ain't worried about that, even though it was a lot of money that he lost. However, I would be more on the fact of, I don't want you guys to put me in this position again. And if I take this deal, if I'm like, okay, yeah, you can do this some kind of way or another, white man's America, y'all gonna put me in this position again. I want to remove myself from that. I don't want any partnership deals with you. Y'all figure out what to do with your overstock. Y'all showed y'all true hands when the shit hit the fan, and y'all removed yourself from me. So I don't want to do business with you ever again. I know that it's maybe a hasty way to look at it, maybe not be the best business move moving forward. However, I think from a Kanye West standpoint, if I'm his homeboy and I'm right there and he asking me, I'm like, bro, you're fucking Kanye West. Like, you create the spectacle. I'm the motherfucking circus, my nigga. Like, Adidas is just a caveat to what I need to get to, and I don't need them anymore. I do think that he can work his way back into corporate America. He can work his way back to some places that will give him the money for the things that he needs without having to backtrack and deal with a company who left him out high and dry. I would also like to see the same people who were so mad at Adidas for keeping him around and forced him to get rid of him coming back to Adidas and saying, oh, now y'all going to work with him because y'all losing money? I thought y'all were offended. Like, all the people, the Jewish people who were up in outrage that they were working with Kanye West then, they working with him now. So
yeah, they definitely not, trust me. They look funny in the light too. But if you know, we know that's all about the bottom line. We knew that from the jump. Yep. If you thinking that his name is too hot and you can't sell none with his name on it, then you're gonna let him go. If you feel like it's too much pressure because you're still associated with him, you're gonna let him go. You're gonna do whatever makes your bottom line green at the end of the day.
He need to go get some money from Saudi Arabia and some of them Saudi Prince oil motherfuckers. They got all this money that they trying to spend. He need to let them finance him. Well, he ain't got to deal with no American company. He need to pull some Succession shit.
I mean, that's possible too. But I'll say this in terms of not taking the deal. As a Green Bay Packer fan, I get asked all the time, what do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to do? And everybody asks me, do you think he's going to retire? And I got to understand, if Aaron Rodgers retires, he has to forfeit $60 million. And there's nobody on earth that is going to willingly walk away from a duffel bag of $60 million sitting right in front of you. The same applies for $500 million. There's nobody on earth that is walking away from a duffel bag of 500 M's, dude. Kanye's not going to do that. He's going to take the deal. I guarantee it.
Well, I mean, it ain't dumb to take the deal. I'm talking about the superhero shit that he sold me. You told me you was Walt Disney, nigga. So go out there and run that shit up again. Like, Walt Disney would have ran it up again. In my opinion, nigga, it's Disney World and Disneyland. He didn't stop at the first one, nigga. Build another one. This is what I would tell him. Like, you Walt Disney, nigga. But to the Aaron Rodgers thing, Aaron Rodgers can't go nowhere else and make $60 million. As to where I still feel like Kanye West can go somewhere and generate the type of money. Maybe not right now, but if I put a little bit more Kanye West work in it and add a little bit more to the zeitgeist out here, I can run my ticket back up and I don't need Adidas.
Yeah. I see him doing it. Well, you know what I thought was interesting though? and we know this is not a sneaker show, wrong show, but I thought it was interesting that Adidas was going to move forward with selling his shoes without him, but keeping the same price point. I thought that was very interesting. The 350s, which is the popular line, is $230. The reason it's $230, you can charge $230, is because there's a celebrity name attached. We know what that upcharge looks like.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that they didn't go, we're just going to move on without him, and they're going to be $200 now. I couldn't believe that they didn't do that they tried to stick to the $230 or $220, whatever the fuck they are. I thought that was very interesting, and I think they knew that may not have flown like they thought it would. Now, his name attached, you could keep that same price tag.
You think it was going to be an Ivy Park situation where if they did it, it was just going to sit there?
I think there's a high possibility if they kept that same price point with no Kanye, that they would have sat. Now you get Kanye back, because it's only about 4 or 5 sneakers that they got made up, and I've seen which ones they are. They'll sell with Kanye name attached to it.
Are these going to be more expensive or exclusive since these supposedly like the last run for this?
No, they're going to keep the same price, and they got a good amount.
They ain't making no more after these though, right?
No, that's it. Yeah,
so is that going to drive the price point up?
It'll drive the resale up. It'll drive the resale up. Adidas, Ivy Park fucked up because Beyonce do athleisure. She needed to do a luxury brand. They fucked that up. They shouldn't have do athleisure.
I saw somebody online say she shipped all the shit for free to the celebrities, the people who could have bought it, and the motherfuckers that wanted to buy couldn't afford it.
People don't see her enough in her own clothes, bro. She a recluse, bro. She more aspirational, like Oprah.
I think that's why she tried to give it out to people, though, right?
Yeah, no, that rollout is kind of cool. When you give it to celebrities, they get the big unboxing. That's cool.
Yeah, but that don't make me want to
look like you not wearing your own shit. Why would I buy it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You need to be the rollout. Need to be you courtside at the Nets game, dude. Ivy Park to the floor and the shit that's going to come out next week. That's the rollout.
That'll sell out. I promise
that will sell it out. Yes, other than that, nigga, you sitting in the fucking Hampton. Nobody even knows what Beyonce don't ever come outside. How you selling the line? You don't come outside, bro. Anyway, speaking of clothing, yes. Pharrell got a new gig. He is now the head of. Hold on, who is he? He's the new creative director for menswear at Louis Vuitton, taking the place of the late Virgil Abloh. Pharrell, obviously super producer, has bounced around into the fashion world for several years at this point. Pharrell being a big dog over at Louis V, man, big deal, little deal, or no deal?
This is a big deal, especially with all that we heard the aforementioned Kanye West put up about not being accepted in those circles. Here we see Kanye West continuing on, like what you said with Virgil in the Louis Vuitton line. There's been a lot of criticism from the people in the fashion world that he doesn't have the experience, the same thing that kept Kanye West out of these positions that he tried to get. But Pharrell is true to this. He's been inspiring fashion since he came out. As like the Neptunes and shit. So I do see where it lies. I know that there needs to be notoriety in that position, which is why they hired him. And the designs are actually going to be up to the team. He's just going to be the inspiration. This is my idea. You go draw it, you go cut it, you go sew it, and they'll do it from there. So I think it's dope. I think it'll make me pay attention. I mean, of course, Louis is one of the most popular brands in the world, but I am going to be looking to see what Pharrell inspires, what comes out from it there. So I think it's a big splash, and I don't think that the criticism is justified. I do think that we should allow, especially Pharrell, he's an older rapper, he's been in hip-hop a long time. Starting to see people diversify outside of rap always makes me happy.
Yeah. So. Anybody that's hating on Pharrell, talking about he not qualified, they just hating. He's actually worked with Louis before, so he worked with them in the early 2000s. Of course, he started Billionaire Boys Club. He's worked with. The thought
process is he skips people who have put in the work to do that in the industry, who have the experience because he has that name.
That's what happens when you have a name. That's the perks that come with it. Like you got to understand that. That's a splash, bro. They did a splash with Virgil. It worked. People paid attention. They're going to do the same thing with Pharrell. He already has a relationship with the company. He got partners that work at the dude he started BBC with is the creative director at Kenzo, which is also owned by Louis V. So there's all, bro, it's all a circle. The shit is small, bro. Just like anybody listening's neighborhood. It's that small. It's like your high school. All this shit is connected. Everybody know everybody. It's about who you know, not what you know. We all understand that. I think it's a big deal too. It's a good look. How old do you think Pharrell is?
47. If I had to guess.
50. No, he's 49, but that's basically 50.
Yeah.
That nigga
Pharrell, like 30 something. That's crazy.
Right, exactly. Pharrell, he's gonna kill this just like he does everything else. And he finally, this is what he had been bushing. He finally came out with a skincare line, a luxury skincare line, and he should have done that 15 years ago, dude. Like, I don't understand what took so long with that.
I'm gonna look for that as soon as we get off of this. I need that in my life, nigga. Absolutely.
That's what he should have been working on.
Skin.
But
facts, nigga. Jeez.
I seen it in I was in A Mom and and I seen it. I was like, oh shit, there you go.
Easy. Yeah, that was easy money right there, nigga.
The layup. But shout out to Pharrell. I'm gonna be paying attention too, man. I think he's gonna have the fashion show in like June, I want to say. So I'll check that shit out though.
Yeah, I bet that's gonna be dope. All right, man. A couple more quick hits and some wins and losses before we get out of here on this special edition Straight Quick Hits episode from the On Deck TV show. Your man, we talked about him a little bit earlier in the series that we would like to see. He's popping back up on the Quick Hits AB. Lil Wayne dropped a new single for Carter 6 with Swiss, banging. He on there ripping it, which made me think, AB, we seen that King's disease. We seen it bubbling, the reemergence of Nas' second part of his career. Yep. Could you see the same thing happening for Wayne?
Absolutely. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But if Wayne can lock himself in the studio with a producer, he needs his hit boy. And I'm not saying it. It can't be Swiss, but it don't need to be Swiss. Swiss got too much money. He too big. He ain't finna do all that. He needs somebody young.
That shit though. You got Swiss love it. Once you
that's true. That's true.
Love it. Yeah,
that is true. Swiss it be in the studio, listen to his own beats, damn near finna break his neck. So that is true.
I know Alicia Keys be so irritated.
Well, I don't know. She look like she be into that shit too, though.
She be hyped too.
She be hyped too. So they a match. They made for each other too.
Real goofball party in the studio.
She got a Tim's on in the middle of so she hyped too. But I absolutely think he can have a resurgence. But Wayne, if you listen to Wayne last, like Carter 5 was straight. Like it wasn't trash. Like let's not do that. The Funeral was straight. It wasn't trash. He just needs to be. I'm not a human being 8. I don't need that. I don't need the collab album with him and Rich the Kid. Why did they do that? I don't need that. And I don't need to collab with him and 2 Chainz with all due respect. Give me this Carter 6 with 13 tracks of you and fill in the blank producer locked in the studio, nigga, for 2 months straight. Give me that. Then he could do it. If he all over the place just trying to recreate what he did back in the day, I don't know about that. I need one producer though. But the song is kind of dope though. I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with it.
I like the song. It is dope. I seen something that scared me that made me think that he may not be able to do that, and that was a new Young Money. Like there was a
roster.
Like there was a version of Nicki. There was a nigga that sung and rapped like Drake. It was a white dude.
Yeah.
Like, look, Wayne. All that shit is dead.
Yeah, it's done.
Leave. You'll see Nas trying to push QB, whatever it may be at this stage. Worry about you. Get the producer like AV said, and y'all lock in. That would be a fucking fantastic cap on his career. You're absolutely right. Just like what Nas is doing. But if you like start trying to do I'm bringing Young Money back and we're going to do nah, bro, leave that alone. That's a young man's game. You old now, bro. Stick to these bars like you've been doing because he's been ripping it lately. We can go with God's Did, hell, even this song, all the last album. So I'm looking forward to the Carter series to continue on. I think that he's got a newfound. I don't know if Baby still, I don't know what the situation is with them, if that's over or not. However, it does seem like that he's rejuvenated. And as long as he can stay focused, like you said, if we can get 1, maybe 2 producers just to lock in with him, I would fucking love that. And I would like to nominate Just Blaze. I don't know where he been at. I don't know, but I feel like if we get Wayne and Just Blaze on a Hit Boy and Nas run in 2023, that will change our perspective of music for a little minute. I think they'll
That's
go
true.
the fuck in.
That'll be very interesting, especially Just Blaze. He been doing his DJ thing, getting EDM money and shit.
Yeah, he been doing all different shit, man.
That's a good.
I want to see him back in the hip hop bag. I want to see Wayne hype because he there, and he hype because Wayne there, and just getting in that Just Blaze bag. I feel like that should be fucking amazing.
Because we got robbed of Just Blaze was supposed to be the one behind Jay Electronica, do his whole project, and then that shit got pushed back 45 years, and then nobody cared anymore. We do need that.
We need that.
Just Blaze in the studio with one person. How would that sound? Yeah, that would be very. I don't even know if Just Blaze still got it. With all due respect,
I don't. But I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it and see.
Damn,
100%.
Yeah, now you got me. Damn, that'll be yeah. Shit. One more, man, before we get out of here. Gunna, your man's fresh out of jail. Rumors are that he is dipping from YSL. He is trying to separate himself from the brand and sign a deal just straight with Atlantic, I believe is the label that's trying to snatch him up. Do you think that's a smart move for Gunna's career to distance himself from YSL and just go on his own through Atlantic?
Absolutely. Atlantic is. I think he was with Atlantic and they put him with YSL.
Yeah.
And now they're pulling him, or he's asking to leave YSL. But yeah, this is smart. Separate yourself. Like, clearly you're not a gangster, bro. And I'm not saying that as a slight. I'm not saying that trying to be funny or anything. Like, you were put up to the test, you failed. Yeah. That don't mean you can't rap no more. That don't mean you ain't got no career. I said it on here, there's a whole nother lane. I feel like the Gunna guy with his little sauce and swag and fashion and all of that stuff that he do, like, contrary to popular belief, he don't need street niggas.
I agree.
So leave that shit alone, bro. Go ahead and do the Gunna thing, hang with the white folks, do some pop shit, and don't let all this shit. This, like, I seen Young Scooter had a little diss out about him, like, everybody taking these shots. If I'm Gunna, you gotta send on past that, bro. That part of your life is over. You can pull a fucking Pitbull switch, or what's that?
Flow Rider
from Florida, Flow Rider switch, and just switch it up. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
y'all don't even know me as Gunna no more. I'm changing my name and everything, bro. Fuck it. Like, he got to eat out here. Like, if he think that he gonna be able to stick in this same thing and eat, and then niggas ain't gonna be constantly taking jabs at him, then he got another thing coming. But if he ascends to another level, then it ain't shit niggas can do about it, and that's what he should try to do.
I agree. I was having this conversation with my partner the other day. He asked me he was trying to be like, yo, what's the difference between him and Tekashi? Right. He believes that Tekashi used his affiliations to be popular. That was an aspect of him being popular. And then at the end of the day, he turned around and flipped on them niggas so he wouldn't do jail time.
Right.
He believes that Gunna is the same thing. And I said, let me tell you why he's not the same. Number one, Tekashi is actually on camera committing a legitimate crime. That's number one. Gunna is not on camera doing anything. People still are kind of confused at why he was drugging even to begin with. Two, Tekashi's whole brand was wrapped around the street shit, bro. He got the straps in the video. He got the flag. He got 40 niggas with flags on. And it was all tied up into that. Was his brand. Gunna's brand is not street shit, bro. Gunna's brand is he's at fucking New York Fashion Week front row with big ass Rick Owens boots on, bro. Like, that's his brand. His brand on records like Banking on Me and fucking Shit for the Gals and melodic vibey shit. That's his brand. Now, does he throw in it's kind of funny now. You can pull a bar about not snitching or something. Does he have a bar or two about street shit? Yes. That's not his brand. He doesn't. That's not what you think of when you think Gunna. So I think there's a difference in between the two in that regard.
And talent. Like, from a very simplistic standpoint, like, he's way more talented than Tekashi is. Not saying that Tekashi didn't have any talent, because that shit that he did for the people that liked it, it was cool. But Gunna had a lot. His talent was way more transferable, way broader base of what he did. So yeah,
I agree. But so that's the difference. So I want people to understand that. So, like you said, he didn't pass the street nigga test. We can sit here and argue all day. Was he really even promoting himself as that? Like, really? Nah, I would say no. But other people would argue he was, and that he benefited from the YSL connections and blah, 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 blah. That's another debate for another day. But I do think it's a smart move that he separates himself. The same way Jeezy did with BMF.
Yeah.
Jeezy did the same thing, bro. You want to be locked up? You want to get caught? You want to get tied up in that shit? You want to be free?
Niggas is catching cases. Niggas is getting
keep catching cases. Do what you want to do, bro.
Yeah.
We'll keep doing that. Ask Casanova should he had distanced himself from whatever the fuck he was. To ask him if he could do it all over again once he started making music and getting legit money. Hey, would you distance yourself? I guarantee they're gonna say yes. Guarantee it, bro.
Fact.
Like, nigga, I'm a rapper now, bro. I don't do that shit no more.
Facts. Jim Jones. Same thing with Jim
Exactly.
Jones. A lot of Jim Jones homies got indicted. Like he separated himself from that.
It's smart. Who the fuck? Nobody. Hey man,
Facts.
nobody wants to be locked up, dude. All that street that shit sound cool.
Yeah.
Nobody want to do that shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm leaving a lot behind by going to jail.
Yeah.
All right, man. Before we get out of here, AB, we got some wins, we got some losses, and we'll call this thing a wrap. First winner or loss. Lil Wayne is heavy in this show, man. Wayne said that he ain't ate fast food, or there's a big or there, or lifted weights in 20 years. Is that a win or a loss, AB?
It's a win because if you ate fast food, you might not need to have to work out. It's a lot of bullshit in the fast food. So
it is.
I just had a food conversation the other day. It's a lot of shit in the food, dude. Yeah, it's a lot. And it's specifically in fast food. I ain't gonna be on a high horse, nigga. You can eat whatever the fuck you want to, but just know that there's a lot of shit in it. So I'm not mad at it. That's a W. Now, do I believe it? No.
How you gonna be on the road not eat fast food?
Exactly. You had to have ate fast food on the road. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah, because we talk about all the way back to 03.
Come on, man.
Stop, bro.
Well, I don't know. Wayne do be Wayne be acting like he don't be no
like a chef or something. Like what? That's true. Chef travel with him, maybe.
That's true.
Maybe that happened. But that still would be difficult because 03, them niggas was still on tour buses.
That's true.
He wasn't. Yeah, so that
nigga done had a Whataburger, bro. He done had something somewhere. Now I don't give a fuck. I wonder what the last fast food he had was.
Yeah, he was so high and out of. He don't even remember he had Taco Bell last week. Not lifting weights ain't that bad, but Lil Wayne look like he don't run or walk or nothing though. Now, you got to get active some kind of way. Imagine Lil Wayne playing golf or basketball or something. That'd be fucking crazy.
Picture Lil Wayne running full speed. Now I bet that would look crazy. Like, picture him in like a celebrity game or something. He'll probably look
crazy as hell. That's funny as hell. All right, man. Another win or a loss. Lobby, as Big Jeff would say, man, Mano was making the news rounds. He was being interviewed by a blogger, and the blogger asked the wrong question, AB. And the next thing we know, he's up against the wall, and Mano got his hands around the dude's neck. Is this a win or a loss?
This is a win because the skit worked. It's got people thinking it was real. It looked real. And it got
choked him for real. He might not have been for real, but he definitely choked him for real.
He had his hands around his neck for real, for sure. But we know he playing on the whole Mano choking niggas joke from years ago with Young Berg and all of that shit. So I get it.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's a nice callback, and it worked. Mano's in the news today.
People are talking
because of this. Otherwise he would not be in the news for anything. Shout out to the lobby. But so it worked. That's a W, man. It gets people every time, man. People didn't know if it was real or fake. He confirmed it was fake though on Angela Yee's show. Again, he wouldn't be on Angela Yee's show had it not been for this video.
Exactly. It's a reason they called Mano up. And shout out to Mano for his acting bad, because I looked at that the first time. I was like, oh man.
Nah, it looked real.
Don't do for no reason. He looked like he was serious because he started sizing him up. Like, it looked like he was getting irritated with the nigga. And he was like, all right, bro, that's enough question. You just talking about bullshit now. So it looked like that was real, man. So shout out to them again. Shout out to Mano, because we definitely wouldn't be talking about them without them.
Hey, that skit is funny though. When niggas go 1 to 10, how bad you think I'll beat your ass? That's the funniest shit. That shit is funny though.
That is funny because niggas step back and look at you and everything. It'd be funny and say, "You're right." That's funny. All right, last win or a loss before we get out of here. Your girl Big Lotto says she does not charge up-and-coming rappers for features. Win or a loss, AB?
Yeah, that's
Female
smart.
Rappers, excuse me.
No, we know that's a dub. That's smart. Keep your name hot. That lets you be able to select what it is you want to get on. You're doing something because you actually feel like it's a dope song, or you feel like the artist is dope. It ain't about a check. It ain't about a bag. I'm sure she's not short on bread. She's got a nice little pop single right now that's doing pretty well. She doesn't need it. That's a smart play. Nicki should have done this. We say it all the time. Definitely get next to the up-and-coming female rappers. Show love. Pay it forward. and it'll come back tenfold in the end. Smart play from my baby Lotto.
Yeah, we see the alternative to this. Yeah, 21 Savage is gonna come looking for you. We see the alternative to this is Nicki Minaj and not working with the young rappers. So I think this is dope. Absolutely.
For sure, man. Let's go to hold on. We got on deck of the week, man. Hold on.
Yes,
We're going to Instagram. Shout out to our guy Coach Wayman. He commented on the bad albums by dope artists episode. He said anything in Hollywood are easily the 2 worst songs Hove ever made. You can tell he rushed Kingdom Come because Def Jam was down bad. You, sir, are correct. Anything in Hollywood are 2 atrocious songs by the GOAT, Jay-Z.
Facts. That's trash bag gang. Jesus, that's tight.
Yeah, that's a slaw ass. Them some slaw ass songs.
Facts.
I didn't think Jay was capable of putting that bullshit, man. Shout out to Coach Wayman, man.
Man, that had to be like, just give us the vocals and we're gonna do everything else. And Jay didn't sign off on it. I'm standing by that.
He couldn't have heard it, bro.
Over. Yeah, he just had some vocals. Told Guru he could use them. Like, Jay didn't have nothing to do with that.
I'm standing by that.
I'm standing.
What you got to put me on?
Man, man. Since the music has been slow, TV has actually been fucking cooking, nigga. If you don't watch it, you'll be stuck in the house all weekend catching up on your shows. Snowfall was back. It was fucking amazing. Make sure you guys go check out Snow School. First episode is out with Big Jeff and myself. I'm also going to be covering with the Frames Per Second podcast, guys, every week. So check out those Snowfall reviews. My put on, though, AB, man, in the midst of all this good scripted TV, there's also some cooking shows, which I love, that are back. That's Next Level Chef, and that's the Tournament of Champions, one on Food Network, one on Fox. If you like the cooking shows and you will definitely fuck with these. I'm enjoying them thoroughly, and they just started, so you're just like 2 or 3 episodes behind. And Kimani got a brother on there. I met one of the niggas that's on Next Level Chef. If you ever look at it, AB, it's a nigga on there named Stretch.
Okay.
He was up at the barbershop when I was there last. So shout out.
That's what's up.
Tough.
Shout out to Kimani, man. Put on. I'm at the movies are heating up too, just like TV. Cocaine Bear was in fact.
Oh my God.
I can confirm it here, guys. You don't got to question it anymore. It was high level cinema.
Lies.
Godfather who?
Lies.
Scarface what?
Lies.
Nigga, it's Cocaine Bear for president.
God.
Give all the award. I hope it sweeps the Oscars. It's a classic.
Don't worry about it. It's not. Do not worry about it. I still don't believe y'all are pumping this movie. I went to see it. I still think that I'm just not getting the joke. I refuse. Like, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
Hey,
I just don't get the joke.
It sometimes
There's
it
no
may
way
take
you went and sit through that for two hours, an hour and 15 minutes, 45. You didn't do that. You did not go see a movie about a bear that had cocaine. It just didn't happen. I don't believe it.
And went ham.
Nuts.
Now, but I will say, also, I'm 8 years late with this put on, but Creed 3 is coming out this week. And so I watched Creed 1 for the first time like 3 weeks ago, nigga, on the flight.
Putting
and nigga, that shit was
a decade later is nuts.
Yeah, I'm late. I ain't gonna lie, I'm late as hell. Shout out to my partner Bird. He been telling me about Creed. He been telling me I've never seen Rocky. And I was like, none of them. Yeah, before my time. And I don't like boxing, so I thought I needed to like boxing. I was wrong as fuck. That Creed 1 was fire, nigga. I watched Creed 2 last weekend. Fire. I'm in that Creed 3 this week, and I can't wait. I got to have it. So if you're like me and thought you needed to like boxing, no, you don't. You can check that shit out. Shit fire.
I ain't gonna lie. I can't even remember if I've seen either one of those 2 Creed movies.
They hard.
But I am definitely going to see this next one. I'm going to see it. I don't even care. God, if it's like Rocky, you ain't even really got to follow I got a gist of what's going on.
That's true.
I think I seen one, or I know I seen one of them, so I just can't remember.
It's good. They good, man. I can't even lie. They good as hell.
Yeah, but I'm in like swimwear for that Creed 3. Like, I ain't even gonna do no revisiting or nothing. I'm in there to watch it this weekend. It look great. Jonathan Majors, like, he bodied that.
Yeah, he tough. I'm going Wednesday. I got some early shit. I don't know, a nigga VIP out here in these streets. So y'all fuck with me on Instagram.
You keeping the movies open, nigga. That's why.
That AMC pass, I'm raping their ass.
They know you by name and everything. Hey, AB, how's it going?
Animal_Brown on Instagram, man. I'm tell you what it's hitting on Wednesday. YouTube.com/On Deck TV Show, man. Fuck with us, follow us, do all of that good stuff. Leave comments, likes. We appreciate it. We see all of it. Anything else before we get out of here?
That's it, man. We appreciate you guys joining us, and we are out.
Together.